Magic Makers. I'm Mombierella.
And I'm CJ Peterson. Welcome to Magic Making Mischief. Get your wands ready because we
solemnly swear we're up to no good.
Eventually. Well, welcome to the first episode of Magic Making Mischief officially. We are here and we're going to be here every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Again, I'm CJ Peterson. That's Mombierella. And today we're going to be talking about Universal Studios because Mombi and her crew went. So take it away, Mombi.
Yay. Yeah. So we went up there for 2 weeks to Orlando, and we only spent about 4 days at Universal. We spent a day at Downtown Disney. We actually didn't do Disney World this year. It's like the first time we didn't do that, but we had an absolute blast. The Harry Potter land was probably our definite favorite. If you're watching, you can see I'm wearing the robe. I made my kids a Gryffindor and a Ravenclaw robe, and everybody raved about those. But now I learned I have to put a wand pocket in the outside because I haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna have to do that. I hope. Oh, I did ask what house you were. Okay.
So. I'm Ravenclaw, and Super Mombi and daughter are Hufflepuff. So,
and I actually got my husband got me the Slytherin patch because we're Slytherin. The kids aren't, but we are. So
you and hubby are Slytherin.
Yeah, we're Slytherin, and then we've got a Ravenclaw and a Gryffindor. Isn't that hilarious?
I can't see you as Slytherin.
Pottermore never lies, so you know. But what we did is we spent half the trip at Hard Rock Hotel, and we spent the other half at Cabana Bay. And that part we literally just relaxed because while you're at Hard Rock Hotel, you get, since that's their deluxe resorts, you get the fast passes, or they call them the express passes. Disney calls them fast passes, or they used to. Anyway, that's really confusing.
Wait in line wins.
Yes, the shorter line that goes faster. That's the one. And so when you're at that hotel, you get it for your whole stay. So every ride except two, you can use that for. The two biggest ones, unfortunately. But we weren't in a line longer than 5 minutes, like for the entire trip, except for the two that were the longer lines that they don't have the express pass for. And that was the Velociraptor or Velocicoaster. Sorry, the Velocicoaster and the Hagrid's motorbike ride, which actually are two of the best rides there. So
describe the Hagrid's motorbike ride, because you told me about that the other day, and I'm just like, okay, that's gonna be like number one on my list. Like as soon as the park opens, that's directly where we're gonna go first.
And that's really what you have to do because the line just builds up, and there's no the only shortest thing is if they open up the single riders line, and that's about halfway through the line. So we did that, and it took half an hour to get through. The ride itself is so cool because it's basically like Hagrid's doing a Care of Magical Creatures class, and you're going through all these different things. And there's the blast-ended skew and all this stuff, but it's a story, and then it's also an actual roller coaster because there's two cars or two seats side by side in each row, and one's a motorcycle and one's a sidecar. And the motorcycle, I ended up there, and I'm so short, I'm trying to reach the handlebars to hold on because I freak out on roller coasters. And this little like sweet Canadian guy's in the sidecar, and he goes, "Oh, I've got my robe. I should probably ride in here to keep it tucked in." I was like, "That's all right." So I get in there, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, give me the handles, I'm dying."
Maybe I should be on a broom instead of the motorcycle.
You're going up this part, and you're going so fast. I forgot it was so fast. And then all of a sudden, the track ends, and Hagrid goes, "Oh dear, we seem to have run out of magic." And you go backwards the same speed on the same part of the track, and I'm just like, "No!"
Wait a minute. So you're sitting on a motorcycle and you're going backwards? This is not like in a car. You're actually
only a short part. Yeah, but yeah, like there's a short part where it goes backwards because like, oh no, our magic's run out. Hold on, we've got to fix this. And then there's all kinds of pieces that is it's a very unique ride. I think it's definitely worth the wait. Even if you have to wait like honestly an hour, it's worth it. But sometimes the wait gets up to more than 2 hours, which is you should have gotten there earlier, you know.
That's like a day one first run to.
Seriously, like It is. And we just happened to decide, well, the crowds were lower, it threatened to rain, so we're going to go ahead and get in the line. Halfway through, we said, well, let's do single rider. And the only problem with that, if you want to be together, you're not going to be together. You're not even guaranteed to be on the same one or when they'll get you in. It's just if there's an empty seat, they'll put you in there with somebody. So that it moved faster though. Like it went half the speed of the regular line, and it's definitely worth the wait. Honestly, that's that's my favorite personally. Hold on. Sorry. I wrote it down because I wanted to remember which one it was at. And that one, so Harry Potter Land split into the two parks. There's Universal Studios, the original park, and then there's Islands of Adventure, which was the second park they made later. I actually remember when they opened that. That was a long time ago, though, now. But the Hagrid motorist, I think I'm getting both. Yeah, the Hagrid motorbike ride is in the same one as Hogwarts. Yeah, that's what's confusing.
Got it.
My tongue didn't want to say that. But and that's in the Islands of Adventure Park, and that's also got the whole Wizarding Village Hogsmeade where you can do all the shopping, and then you can take the Hogwarts Express, but only if you have a park to park pass, which means you go to 2 parks in one day. So it's a little extra, but honestly, I think it's worth it. You can take the Hogwarts Express to the other park, and you don't have to walk out of the front of the park all the way around to the other park.
Oh, that's neat.
So that's nice. And then each ride of the Hogwarts Express, both directions, like from one park or the other park, it's a different ride. It's like a show. It's like a ride. Like you see stuff out the window. They take you on the train, and I mean, it's choo-chooing along. And the students, you can see their silhouettes as they walk past the door, and they say stuff. And one of them, there's Dementors that get on the train, and that is creepy because you see them like up on the glass. They put their hand like, the creepy rattle breathing thing. And I'm just like, nope.
Window. That's what you're
saying. You sit on that side. All right. I'm not sitting there.
That's not the good side to sit, because no.
Then the train too, like it has the express pass, which sometimes the line gets long, sometimes it doesn't. It goes regular, so it's kind of like a tram, but it's a really cool tram, especially for Hogwarts fans, Harry Potter fans. But the other park, the Universal Studios part, that's the Diagon Alley. So there's London out in front, and then Diagon Alley, and then that's got like all the stuff you see in the movie. When you go through the wall of Diagon Alley, you can hear the bricks slide out of the way and stuff. There's so many little touches, and like sometimes it gets so loud you could miss some of this stuff. Like all the little shops as you pass, you can hear sounds of things happening throughout. And there's a dragon on top of Gringotts Bank. And I actually, I love that because every like certain amount of time, it's like not very often. It's like, it's pretty often. I mean, actually I said that backwards. Every 10 minutes or so, the dragon will breathe fire, like straight up breathe fire. And it's coolest at night because it just like lights up the sky. And if people don't expect it, you'll see like kids fall down going, oh my gosh. So that's fun. And then that's a ride that they've got a couple of rides at the Harry Potter Park, and Universal does a few like this where it's like 3D or virtual, like you can see it, you wear the glasses and so it's 3D, but it's a ride too because it'll take you around, and there's animatronic stuff. There's kind of a mixture of things. There's special effects, so it's a lot of fun. I love that. Theme parks is like my favorite thing for vacations too, so because you're immersed in that whole thing. I got a bunch of Harry Potter candy because they have the Honeydukes. Nice. So I got like a whole stash over here.
So what you got? Let us see.
Okay. So of course you can't do without your chocolate frogs. And this year, actually, this is really cool. They had dark chocolate frogs. So they've got the full box, and it's shaped just like in the movie or the books, like, and you open it up. I don't have it unwrapped. I'm sorry. I haven't opened it yet. But you open it up, it's got the giant frog shape, and then it actually has the wizard cards inside, and they're like 3D, so you can turn them and they move.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's always a favorite. And then I actually got some of our favorites we got last year because we did this last year. We did a whole tasting. I got the Fizzing Whizbees and the Peppermint Toads. Those are two of my favorites we got last year. And peppermint toads, I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory, obviously, but they're kind of dark chocolate with like the peppermint flavor. They're shaped like little blocks, but they're so good.
That sounds good.
The Fizzing Whizbees, though, they're weird. They're chocolate, but they have what do you call it? Pop rock kind of things in them. So when you're eating it, it's sitting there crackling, and it's chocolatey. So it's very weird. It's a unique experience. It's worth doing.
What flavor is it?
Well, it's just, I don't know. It's almost like semi-sweet chocolate because it's not milk chocolate. I'm not a big fan of milk chocolate. So it must be like chocolate chip kind of, that semi-sweet kind of. But you can't really taste the flavor in the Pop Rocks. It just tastes like chocolate. It's weird. I don't know. I'll have to let you try one next time.
Yeah, it's
Because
almost like a malt ball, maybe, kind of.
very, no, it's not crunchy. It's straight up. I mean, honestly, it's literally like Pop Rocks and chocolate, and that sounds disgusting, but it really is quite good. I don't know. Then we got these this time. This is a new one. It's called the Exploding Bonbons, and I'm thinking it's probably really similar to the Fizzing Whizbee style because it says, well, actually, the flavor says it's orange and pineapple, which is weird. I actually don't think I noticed that. So that's gonna be interesting.
Huh.
Then we're gonna have to do a tasting video later. Oh, can't
Yeah,
go without every flavor beans, you know.
definitely.
I love that the boxes of all the stuff actually at the park look exactly like the movie. You know, it's like that is spot on, like the box of the every flavor beans that they had on the Hogwarts Express in the first movie, right? I mean,
Mhm.
and I'm terrified to try those. So, you know, like everyone, I don't want an earwax flavor.
I'm
So,
more afraid of the bomb ones because if the one actually is like Pop Rocks, how is it going to blow up in your mouth?
yeah, I'm
That's
hoping it's
the
a
one
similar
I would be.
experience and not quite. It does say kaboom, so I'm not quite sure when it's going to be.
That's the one I would be worried about. We have our first hello. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
It's Francie Ann.
Thank you for coming. Oh, there you go.
Heart shapes.
Oh, okay.
Thank
And I get the jelly slugs for this. This is the first time I've tried these ones, so this will be
Oh,
interesting.
I would be curious on that one too.
Soft and chewy gummy treats, and it's slug shaped, you know, so that'll be fun. Those are more in the book; they're not really in the movie, so I thought that was cool. And all the boxes just look so vintage. This one, though, my son picked this one out. It is a little vial shaped, and it's
Oh, that's
the good luck. Yeah, and it looks just like it, right? Felix Felicius. There we go. And it says liquid sweets on there, but it's got the perfect shape. It looks like the top is the what do they call it? The cork kind of stopper thing, but it's really just I think it's really just screwed on there. But
That's cool.
it's just like the liquid looks perfect in there too. It's that you're just thinking you're gonna drink that and have good luck all day. So I always wondered why he didn't split it up between the days, you know. So
So what are the must-dos?
okay,
That's the Hagrid ride. We know that one's a
the
must-do.
Hagrid ride is definitely worth it. Of course, there's stuff outside of Harry Potter, but that was our main focus. So we did the other stuff. We did the big rides. In fact, since we had the express pass, we tried to do all the big. My husband, kids love the roller coasters, so they made me do all the roller coasters. And this was actually we did at the what do they call it? The Jurassic Park part. We did the Velocicoaster, and that's got no fast pass or no express pass, but you cannot see. I'm screaming my head off in this picture here. And so he bought it because he's like, you can't pay for terror like that anywhere else. And my kids are smiling, their hands are up. My husband's laughing at me. And me, I look like I think I'm gonna die in this picture. I have utter horror on my face because I am just not a roller coaster person.
That alone would be priceless if it was just you, probably. But
Right?
yeah, with the way the rest of the family is going, and then yeah. I don't blame you. I would have gotten it too.
So that's insane. So the rides are great. They have great rides. He made me ride that rocket one, which goes up really high, and that terrified me. But it's you're supposed to focus on the music. I don't even know if I picked a song. It was playing a song, and he's like, "Oh, you picked such and such." And I'm like, "I don't know what I picked. I thought I was gonna die. I hate these things. Why do you make me do this?" But they're working. The rides are great. The Incredible Hulk is a great one. It's a little rougher than the Velocicoaster. So I mean, if your neck or something might bother you, you want to make sure to keep your head back, obviously. But like, if it's going to bother you, I'd be more cautious with that one. As far as like the big rides, those are probably the Hagrid Velocicoaster, the Incredible Hulk, and then Rocket. Those are like the big roller coaster ones more than anything. I think staying at the place with the express passes was worth it. You can buy them separate, but it just saves so much time. We did all the other rides too, and they opened up this year. Last year they didn't have it, but the Mummy, they redid it, and it was great. Like based off of the Mummy with Brendan Fraser, the movie, and it was great. It actually kind of reminded me of the Hagrid ride a little bit because it had that roller coaster story feel to it. you know?
I like the ones that have like a story to it and you're not just running all over it. That
Yeah.
is like a full immersion experience.
And that's really what they have. Universal and Islands of Adventure, they all have like a lot of story going on to the stuff. It's the Velocicoaster, they set it up and he's telling them it's a bad idea to do this. It's what's that guy's name in the movie? You know, the one that does the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my brain's dead. But
Chris Pratt's the guy.
Yes, the one he does.
Character is, but it's Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I forgot his name in it, but yeah, they're trying to make him set it up where you race the raptors. And so this is the point of the ride. And so you're going, and when they take off, it goes so fast you don't notice it. But when you're in the line, you can see the raptors, like you can see them go with the roller coaster, like they run off with it.
Oh, that's
when you're on the ride, it goes way too fast to notice though. Because it's like, okay, ready? And it's like, it's just, if you don't have your head back, you're gonna be like tucked into a ball because it's so fast, the G-force. And then halfway through that one, they speed you up again and you're already going fast. So that one has a lot of speed to it, but it's a good ride. It's a smooth one, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Harry Potter stuff, though, of course, that's our favorite. Mm-hmm. It's the whole thing. It has immersive stuff. And then my kids last year got these. I didn't get picked this year. I was hoping to get picked, so I stole my son's, and I'm just going to keep it. So you can go to Ollivanders. I'm not giving it back. He doesn't need it right now. You go to Ollivanders, you get these cool, your wands boxed up, and it's interactive. Mm-hmm. So on the tip, there's like this little piece on there. You can see it's like a little orb, like half ball piece. So it's a sensor. Mm-hmm. And there's places you can do magic throughout the park. Well, in your box, you get this map. It's not exactly the Marauders map because it's not that cool, but it's got the whole park on one side and the park on the other side. And each spot, it has what spells there are to do and how you move your wand and what you say. And then on the ground, there's a little medallion that shows you the same thing each spot, which is cool. And then I think we counted about 20 in one of the parks. And then there's actually hidden spots. So I forget which park it's in. I think it's in Nocturne Alley. Yeah. Not Hogsmeade. Diagon Alley has Nocturne Alley. And so it's this little side part and it's all dark. Like every day you go in there, at any point in the day you go in there, it's dark. So it's nice if it's a hot day. And it's the whole dark wizard part. So it's got a few spells you can do there. And there's a window with shrunken heads. It's got the store where Malfoy went in and the disappearing trunk and the hand, you know, the hand was the thieves' hand. What are the golly? Okay. The creepy stuff. It's got a store full of creepy stuff. It's cool though. There's even a trunk that like vibrates and moves around.
And wouldn't let go.
Yes. It's in a case there. Yes. Hand of Destiny. Was that what it's called?
I don't remember. I just remember
something like that though. It's, yes, but it's in Borgin. Yes, that's the name of the store. Yeah, Borgin. That's it. And so you can go in there and they've got all the cool stuff you can see, and as well as stuff that you can buy. And it's more dark wizard themed kind of stuff. Not anything, you know, not like real dark wizard stuff. It's not anything weird, but like, you know, movie themed. So it has a t-shirt, one of my favorites. I almost got it. It says, "I survived Azkaban. Don't mess with me," or something. And I was like, that's funny. That was cool. So everywhere you go, though, there's like little places you can do little spells. It makes water spout out of fountains, all different kinds of stuff. And then display windows. So much fun. I love doing that. And in Nocturne Alley, there's a little light somewhere. If you can find the right spot and you look at your map, there's hidden spells. And it's a little like black light. You know how you can see stuff in black light? It's like that. And there's little spots where there's hidden spells. So you have to know to look for that. And then you can find them. Yeah, there's honestly, it's just the whole experience is really immersive. There's people say they can do it all in 1 or 2 days, but I'm thinking they must live out there because we go 4 days and we're still thinking, oh, I wanted to do this one, you know, or I didn't get a chance to ride that again. So to us, 4 days is a great amount of time, and we'd go longer, honestly. If I lived out there, I'd probably just get season passes.
There you go.
You know, outside of the Harry Potter, like I said, there's the Jurassic part. The Islands of Adventure is all your more story themed stuff, less Broadway themed stuff, or Broadway, not Broadway, Hollywood. So Universal Studios is going to be more your Hollywood themed stuff, whereas Islands of Adventure is more your story themed stuff. So you got the superhero section with the Spider-Man ride, the Incredible Hulk, you know, that kind of stuff. And that's a great section because your characters come out And so my kids love to get to see the characters. That's one of our favorite parts.
Mhm.
And then the Harry Potter theme, they actually have a couple of shows, and then you get to see people.
A picture of you with the when they did the Wizarding Cup. That group.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't get a chance to share the whole thing because I did get a shot of it. So they both do like their own little show thing. The Babaton, the French school comes out and they do a whole little like dance thing. Yeah, exactly. They do a whole little dance number, and then they have like the ribbon things, and the guys. What was the guys? Like the Russian kind of one. I wrote it down. I forgot what the name is, but you know what I mean. Yeah, and they do a whole like. I mean, they were good. They're doing like flips, and they got the staffs and the whole thing. I was like, that was well done. And we even got to see the choir came out. They've got the giant toads, and I thought it was cool enough that they were out there with giant toads singing, but the two guys are doing this whole beatbox thing in the back, and my daughter's freaking out. And I'm like, wait, what? And so she points it out, and I'm noticing, I'm like, they're really good. I didn't expect that. All right, it's all kind of the tri-wizarding spirit time, I guess, is what they're doing. So they don't really have like a lot of actual Harry Potter characters that come out, but they have those, and that's really cool. I like that. Universal Studios has a lot of characters because they have this Hollywood Lane or something. And so you'll see Marilyn Monroe. We got to meet Beetlejuice. That was the first time I got to meet him. That was fun. He used to have a show there that I loved, but they don't have that anymore. So he was just out there. That was fun. They've got Scooby-Doo, real Scooby-Doo. Not getting into that. The real Scooby-Doo characters. And and Dora the Explorer. I'm moving on. But anything that was Nickelodeon, Universal, that they'll have a lot of the characters come out. Megatron. I got to see Megatron this time.
Nice.
Because they have at Universal, they have the Transformers ride, and Megatron was huge. And I'm like thinking, does he do anything that's gonna scare me? Because he's back behind me so big, and I'm just like, hi, smile for the camera. And I keep looking over my shoulder because I'm just like, God, he's big. That was a little creepy, actually, but it's cool, They have a fireworks show, and we caught some of that one. What we missed that I really wanted to see this year was they have a light show on Hogwarts Castle at night, but we missed it twice. 2 years in a row, we've missed it now. So
is it on like a certain day, or?
I don't know. They were closing the park early a couple of times we were there. Like there was a private event. So I don't know what was happening. Like they closed at 6:00 some nights on one of the parks. And that was annoying. So then we had to take and go over to the other park for the last couple of hours. And hopefully like actually get to do some stuff. But so the second hotel we stayed at though, this was interesting. It's the Cabana Bay. It's the more family themed one. They have some great pools, and the family suite is really spacious, and it separates into like a little apartment. But on the weekends they have characters come out in the lobby, and you can go meet the characters in the lobby. So that was really neat. I got to meet the penguin from Madagascar, Kowalski.
Oh, cute.
I hugged a penguin. I'm so happy.
Was it like a real penguin, or was it like a stuffed penguin?
No, he's like out at the parks, he's walking around, and he did this whole little like karate pose with me and stuff.
Oh, very cool.
So that was fun. And then actually the store had a lot of stuff I didn't realize they had. They had wands. They had Harry Potter themed candy. They had stuff from the other things in the store at the hotel. I didn't realize they had that.
Speaking of wands, you were supposed to, but something happened that was pretty cool.
Yes. So you go to all the vendors. Like I said, my kids went and did theirs, and he chooses one person. And both my kids actually got picked last time. And my son got picked for the one. And then later we went back again. My daughter really wanted to get picked. And she had an interesting experience because she didn't get picked. And I think he thought he picked the person with me because I had my kind of bigger camera at the time. And there was a girl that was real excited. And she was older than me. I don't know what was going on there. I think she's like an Instagrammer or something, because she had a couple guys in the back that were trying to video. And so Orla, like, she was sad. She wasn't throwing a fit, but like she wiped a tear away at one point. And I think he noticed it. And so when we went to leave, he tapped her shoulder. He goes, "Young witch, may I have a moment?" And he pulls her back in. And she had this whole private thing. It was just me and her. I'm trying to get the camera up, so I haven't shared the video. I didn't get the camera up fast enough, hardly. But the wand shows her. Now, when I went, I thought, okay, I'm gonna try to get a wand. I want my own. They're so cool. Each of my kids is unique. I mean, they have all these different ones.
Mhm.
And there was a Make-A-Wish kid in our group. And so I'm like, okay, they're not going to pick me, but that's okay. And so he got to do the one, and that was really special for him.
Very
So I know
cool.
that was cool.
I
And
think
then he gets to do it again. So
I think it's neat when they can do that for Make-A-Wish. I love the Make-A-Wish
it
Foundation.
is.
I thought that was really neat that you said that you had that experience. So.
That was neat. And nobody who the wand picks ever doesn't buy that wand, honestly. And so in the store, like my kids are like, no, this wand chose me. So I knew he's going to be the same way. And they're like, did you want to look at any other wands? He's like, no, the wand chose me. It's so special though. It really is. I mean, I know like people get to do it periodically, but it's just being there and there's the wind hits you in the light and you have the oh moment and the wand's chosen you. And nobody doesn't pick that wand. So they have a lot of different ones. Apparently, every couple of years, they make a more unique one. These were both my kids got unique ones that they'd made. So they're not a character themed one. And Universal Studios makes their own wands, and they're the interactive ones, and they're all unique. And they'll tell you, what wood it's made from, unicorn, what the core is. They give you all the details on each one. And then they have ones that are actually from a ton of characters. Like they've got a lot of the characters wands.
So question, if you weren't one of the ones picked, you could still buy a wand and it's still an interactive wand, correct?
Yes, that's true. That's true. And I did try to find one. I just wasn't happy. I was very picky. That's why I stole my son's, because his weight on his wand is perfect. I don't know how else to explain it, but like it weighs the perfect amount and it just sits in your hand so right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can go into, after you get out, you go to Ollivander's and the store looks just like the movie. Like there's boxes of wands everywhere stacked up all over. And they have the ones that are from the characters marked with the character's name. And you can open them up and look at them, try them out. They have a board up with like each of the wands kind of stuck on there and the information about either who it's to or their design, what's in it. I wish they kind of put more info on the ones that were the characters so you knew what the core and the wood was. They don't give you that. So you're sitting there, people sitting there on their phones going, okay, what was the core of?
They should have that though. That's kind of weird that it's not like in the box or something.
I know. Yeah, you'd think that would be a good idea. Maybe we should suggest that because that would be nice to have it. Yeah, they don't get.
I have Hermione's, so I'm probably going to paint it to make it unique to me. But
that's cool. I've seen some people make their own too.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering. I said, I wonder if they you can get the interactive piece to work with stuff around your house because that would be nice. Your life, Lumos.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
Leviosa.
Right.
So we have like less than 2 minutes left for our first episode. But is there one thing that you would do as like a hint to somebody that they may not otherwise know besides like the hidden gems of finding the secret things for the wand?
Right. Honestly, just if you're a Harry Potter fan, look for the details because they're everywhere. There's, of course they've got the big stuff. They've got the Weasley's shop, Weasley Wizard Wheezes. Ha! I said it right. That's a tongue twister. I usually get mixed up. They've got the night bus, and so you can go talk with him, and he's so much fun. Him and the Shrunken Head. I forget if it has a name, but like they're hilarious. There's even nobody understood this. If they weren't Harry Potter fans, they were so confused. There's a apartment set up, and one of them is a little dingy one in the middle of this whole multiplex apartment.
Where
Grimmel Place. Yeah, where the Black family. Yeah,
family, where it's separated and.
Yeah. And so if you wait for it, people think if they knock on the door, it'll happen, but there's not really, it's just a timing of it. Crutcher will peek out the window and you can catch him if you wait long enough. So there's little pieces like that. Honestly, just the details of it all is really my favorite. Oh, I almost forgot. There was one thing that they opened up again this year. It was the Poseidon's Fury. And it's a walkthrough. It's not a ride, but it's so cool. Like, you walk through this whole tunnel of water. That's what I remembered from it before they closed it and redid it. And then there's a part and you're standing there and all of a sudden it'll blow your mind. It's a good show.
Like a Percy Jackson section, or is that like a different?
No, there is kind of like a Greek kind of Middle Eastern theme to the whole area. It's got our favorite food. It's got the food, the Mediterranean food. So it's got all the Greek kind of Mediterranean feel to it. I really don't know why they didn't make it Percy Jackson themed yet. I'm thinking that'll come eventually because it would make sense.
Okay. Well, for those who are watching, glad you had fun, and thank you, friends. I can't wait for our family to do something like that. But for those who are watching and listening, we have our own Marauders map, and Mombi and I will be sharing our experiences of going to different Comic Cons, different events. I know like the Ren Fest is a huge one, or any of the things like next week we'll be talking about Super Hubby and I went on a 2-week Carnival cruise with lots of little secret details we'll talk about next week. But in the meantime, make sure to have your wands and get it ready, because we solemnly swear we have to go good.
Right.
But since it's the end, the other thing we're supposed to say is
mischief managed.
See you next time.